A very good evening, viewers. You're watching Eswatini TV News Bulletin at 8, read to you by Notsile Sitole alongside Nomaklabiso Nkambule. First, let's have a look at our headlines. His Majesty King Eswatini III today led regiments in dancing the litter Inkwala at Eswatini Royal Residence. Limpopo University has donated 90,000 emalangeni to Philani Maswati charity organization. The country's regional administrators have expressed condolences to their majesties and the nation on the passing away of the Prime Minister Ambrose Mandvulo Dlamini. And now, the news in detail. His Majesty King Eswatini III led regiments in dancing the litter Inkwala under strict COVID-19 regulations at Eswatini Royal Residence. Today marked day one of the litter Inkwala. We'll just get back to that report shortly. The Limpopo University of Creative Technology has donated 90,000 emalangeni, part of which was used to buy food parcels for the elderly who live at the Philani Maswati charity organization elderly home at Katvokolwago. The donation was received by the chairperson of Philani Maswati, Lutho Dlamini.
As Christmas is around the corner, some, in particular the destitute and the elderly, are wondering what are they going to have on Christmas. While that is the case for some, Christmas came early for the elderly who live at the Philani Maswati charity organization Home for the Elderly, following a kind gesture by the Limpopo University of Creative Technology. The tertiary institution donated 90,000 emalangeni to the home, part of which was used to buy food parcels, and the rest will be used to buy blankets. Speaking on behalf of the institution, Tobile Kumetse said the founder of the university believes in giving to the needy to inculcate a culture of giving to their students. Kumetse says the CSR project is undertaken every year, and this year the home of the elderly was chosen as a beneficiary.
nguphi lapho singaphonsa liche esivaneni khona. President wakaLimpopo umuntu lothanda ukusita kusita abantu, unenhlitiyo nje yokusita abantu, ngakho ke kuyingcenye yokusebenza kwethu nokufundisa kwethu bantwana ukuthi njalo ngeminyaka sibuke ukuthi ngabe nguphi ke lapho singelula sandla sisite khona.
Philani Maswati Charity Organization Chairperson Lutho Dlamini, on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen Mother, thanked the university for the donation. Dlamini says the food and the blankets will go a long way in helping the elderly at the home.
bekatawuthule emasale embuphu ekudla embila lang 48 ukuthi kusitakalela labantu abadala. Sibonga nje kakhulu egameni lamhlekazi ukuthi bakaLimpopweni bonke labangakwenda babone kufanele sibambisa.
Mkiweni constituency headman Dumisa Mamba expressed appreciation to Her Majesty the Queen Mother for choosing Mkiweni as the location of the home. He thanked the university for extending a helping hand to the elderly who live in the home. The chairperson of Philani Maswati urged other institutions and businesses to extend a helping hand to the home as Christmas approaches. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Sibusiso Ngubane with Bongosi Makakula. Tfokolwago.
And now back to our headlining report. His Majesty King Mswati III led regiments in dancing the Little Inkwala under strict COVID-19 regulations at Lutitini Royal Residence. Today marked day 1 of the Little Inkwala.
The Inkwala ceremony continued under the COVID-19 regulations. This follows the regulations that were put in place by the government of Eswatini and the rest of the world following the COVID-19 pandemic, which has greatly affected the club. The Ministry of Health ensured that all necessary precautions were followed by the nation who have attended the Little Inkwala. On the first day of dancing the Little Inkwala, His Majesty King Mswati III and Her Majesty the Queen Mother led regiments in song. Inside the kraal, social distancing was observed to avoid the spread of the virus. All regiments, including warriors, Lutango and Imbali, were presented at the ceremony. The Little Inkwala proceeded under the new norm. On the news, I'm Polile Mazia with Tabiso Dlamini at Lutitini Royal Residence.
The Farmers Bank commercial banking license, which was revoked by the Central Bank of Eswatini, has been reinstated with immediate effect. In a statement issued by the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo, on the 1st of October 2020, the Central Bank of Eswatini, in exercise of the powers bestowed upon it by Section 16 of the Financial Institutions Act of 2005, revoked the commercial banking license issued to Farmers Pty Ltd with immediate effect. The minister says the Farmers Bank lodged an appeal against the decision of the Central Bank of Eswatini CBE of the 5th of October 2020 to revoke its commercial banking license in accordance with Section 64 subsection 1 of the Financial Institutions Act of 2005. The statement says the Minister of Finance delegated the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade to hear the appeal due to a perceived conflict of interest on the matter. It says, after considering all the facts presented by both parties, the Minister of Commerce, as delegated, has decided that the Central Bank of Eswatini should reinstate the Farmers Bank Pty Ltd commercial banking license with immediate effect. Hence, members of the public are hereby informed of the decision to reinstate the Farmers Bank commercial banking license with immediate effect. Now we'll move on to our stories. The country's regional administrators have expressed their condolences on learning of the demise of the Honorable Prime Minister Ambrose Mandvulo Dlamini, who passed away while being treated in hospital in South Africa.
Following the demise of the Honorable Prime Minister Ambrose Mandvulo Dlamini last weekend, regional administrators from various regions in the country have expressed their deepest condolences to the royal family, government, relatives and the entire Swazi nation regarding the difficult times that has befell the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Tanza kulilela emakhosi nahulumende nemndeni wakwaDlamini nemkakhe nebantwana nesive sonke semaswati nehlobo takhe lasebendenato nalahletinato khashane natotane sithi simbonile wenkosi ligalelo lakhe live labekalisa khona bese sabhekile ukuthi utaliphakamisa kakhulu live lengwenyama alise etindzaweni lekuphakeme. Siyacela ukuthi uNkulunkulu athuthute sive sonke nehlobo takhe kulesikhathi lesinjena. Sithi wenkosi waDlamini kunene akalale ngekuthula.
Umuntu beka hard worker, umuntu futhi he was young and bengikhona asa pick up speed kule field ye politics. He is a fast learner nombukako akalahlekelwa thini. Ngicabanga ukuthi ingwenyama yambeka ikhulume nemdali ngetulu ngoba beka ipolitician lekhula ko leta usita iAfrica yonke.
Athi sisigodi selibombo ngekuhamba nekushiya ngumhlonishwa ndunankulu. Sonke besibheke ukuthi utawuphila. Sibheke ukuthi uyabuya emsebentini. Thanda ukuthi sedlulise emagama ethu ekulilela umndeni wakhe nala bandla lasebenza nalo cabinet. Kakhulu sililele emakhosi ngoba ngumfana wawo leyo. Inkosi yabona kufanele ukuthi akahole uhulumende kulesikhathi lesi.
The regional administrators say they are still shocked about the demise of the Honorable Prime Minister, especially because he was still new in politics and was working hard for the development of the country's economy and encouraging all Eswatini to make sure that His Majesty's vision of the country attaining first world status by 2022 is fulfilled. For Eswatini TV News, Zoto Dlamini with Muslim Konda in Babane.
The Taiwan Embassy has donated food to over 50 tinkhundla in Eswatini since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Deputy Ambassador of the Taiwan Embassy, Oliver Han, revealed this when donating food for Sipofaneni Inkhundla on Tuesday.
Since the outbreak of the coronavirus in Eswatini, the Taiwan Embassy has been supporting the country with food amongst other things. On Tuesday, the Taiwan Embassy donated food at Pofaneni Inkhundla that will benefit 40 different homesteads. The Deputy Ambassador of Taiwan Embassy, Oliver Han, said, since the outbreak of the pandemic, many people lost their jobs, which is why they, as an embassy, are trying hard to support the country during such difficult times.
During the COVID-19 period, many people doesn't have a job. So their family doesn't have food, and this is why we like to deliver food to the Inkhundla to help people who are in need.
This Pofaneni Member of Parliament Mduduzi Smelane expressed his gratitude towards the Taiwan Embassy for the kind gesture.
Yes, the number mawibuka uts 40 gansile sive mhlaba lendlela esilambe ngakhona. Ngithi ke konke noma kungaba kuncane kwane, at least 40 souls namhla batawulala badlile. Out of the thousands of souls abatsinga kudla, we can be assured 40 batawulala badlile. Ungasho ngani ke?
The Taiwan Embassy have covered almost the whole country, donating food parcels and wheelchairs, among other things, to the needy. Reporting for Eswatini TV is Tembelihle Makuchwa with Temba Shabang. It's Pofaneni.
The Crown has presented two reasons why it wants Acting Principal Magistrate Sifiso Vilagati to recuse himself from hearing the case of Hosia Member of Parliament Mduduzi Mabuza. One of the reasons for the recusal of application is that Vilagati listened to a telephonic audio in his chambers before it was presented in court as evidence.
Hosia Member of Parliament Mduduzi Mabuza's court case continued to be heard on Tuesday at the Mbabane Magistrate Court. It was heard by Acting Principal Magistrate Sifiso Vilagati. Mabuza is facing 8 counts which touches on alleged crimes he committed when police were investigating his brother Sifiso, who was running for Senate elections to replace the late Senate Mike Temple. 2 weeks ago, when the matter was heard in court, the Crown had made an condonation application. The Crown said that the court listened to the recusal application, despite that it was not filed on time. It was filed on December 3rd instead of November 30th. Mabuza's representative in the matter is Advocate Mduduzi Mabela, who strongly opposed the Crown's application as it failed to demonstrate prospect of success on the recusal application. When the matter was put on roll on Tuesday, Vilagati ruled that the recusal application should be heard on merit for the interest of justice, despite that it was not filed on time. Crown's representative Sibusiso Gama, when giving reasons for the recusal application, says there are 2 grounds for the recusal application. One of the reasons is that Vilagati listened to a telephonic audio which was presented by Mabuza's defense team, which Magistrate Vilagati listened to in his chambers before Mabuza had pleaded in the case. The second reason is the upholding of objections, which the Crown feels Vilagati will not be impartial in the matter. Gama says it was wrong of Vilagati to listen to the telephonic audio. However, Advocate Mabila said there was nothing wrong with it, as evidence is normally presented to presiding officers, even if the case has not started. He says this is because the audio will be presented in court as evidence. Vilagati says he will make a notice on when he will issue a ruling on the recusal application. Members of Parliament, Maswati, they all came out in their numbers to support Mabuza. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla Mbabane.
Refrigeration engineer at Palm Fridge Tumani Chidiamarambe says it's important that technicians who repair refrigerators receive proper training on various dangerous gases that deplete the ozone layer. He said this at a sensitization workshop for technicians which was held at Kwamile Voktem in Matapa.
The workshop was organized by the Eswatini Environment Authority in collaboration with Palm Fridge and Voktem to train technicians from various companies who specialize on repairing refrigerators. The objective of this training is to sensitize them on new gases that are environmentally friendly. Tumani from Palm Fridge says previous gases that were used to repair refrigerators caused too much damage on the ozone layer. Hence the introduction of the environmentally friendly gases.
Because my gases lawa, if avuliwa into the atmosphere, they destroy the ozone layer, whereby you might end up having the global warming, where we see the rain patterns are changing, people bagurani skin cancer, because when these gases bavula ngena emoyen, create what we call timbobo in the atmosphere, which we cannot see with our eyes. Then the sun is coming direct to us, then it causes diseases and all those things.
The technicians say this workshop has been very educational and they hope that they will use this knowledge efficiently when doing their work.
Kulokufunza kwethu kusita kakhulu because sisafunza sibuka inang ukuthi ingareduce kanjani ukuthi iaffect i-ozone layer because ema gases, most of the gases le producer la ma-fridge ephula bese affect i-ozone layer.
Labo gas lebe solo sibasebenzisa before ngebo labagcine bangakulimala kwetrapasi la esibhakabhakeni. And
Sustainable Goal number 13 emphasizes that nations must take action to combat climate change and its impacts. Reporting, I'm Lungelele Makakula with Muzi Mkhonda in Matapa.
Eswatini's major fuel dealer, Fuelex Eswatini, has opened up a variety of investment opportunities for small and medium businesses in the kingdom. The opportunities were announced by Fuelex Eswatini Director Thulan Njangase in an engagement session with business people affiliated to the Federation of Eswatini Business Community.
Fuelex Eswatini's core activities include sourcing, distributing, marketing and supplying different fuel products across the Kingdom of Eswatini. This company is one of dozens of other companies cited in the country's post-COVID-19 economic recovery plan as having committed to collectively contribute over 30 billion emalangeni towards the country's economic recovery. The company's director for Eswatini, Thulan Njangase, says throughout the company's fuel value chain, small businesses can explore numerous business opportunities. Hence, they decided to engage small business owners.
We are actually offering business opportunities in terms of should you be owning a tanker, fuel service tanker, you will be afforded, of course, the kind of the work such that you are able to facilitate. Those aspiring to build or to erect fuel service stations, we are also there for them to say, here is a model, we can be able to work together. On another note, we are reaching out to the rural areas where our main focus is as Fuelex, such that we are bringing fuel closer to the people than, fuel service station to be clustered or to be in one area, that is the urban centers. But in this case, we've said, no, let us take the business to the people.
Federation of the Eswatini Business Community Deputy President Hezekiel Mabuza says in the past, they noticed that small business owners missed out on big opportunities because not many of the investment opportunities that were being presented were properly explained to them.
A marvel ngema first world uthola ukuthi le economy kakhulu participating irely kuma SMEs nebuka nema employment arelaye kuma SMEs.
Those interested in working with FuelX are encouraged to make physical visits to the company's offices at the Estel House in Manzini to share their business proposals. For Eswatini TV News, Hlengiwe Ndlovu with Mbongwa Dube at Sitvogodvo.
Chief Executive Officer Sivesethu Bembe of Nagrotech from Manzini Nazarene High School, which is the company that was crowned champions of the Junior Achievement Company of the Year program by innovating a hydrophobic smart mobile tower garden, says they are working towards ensuring that their product has a huge demand in the market. He says currently they have sold their product to 11 customers.
Junior Achievement provides different programs to develop the youth in the business and skills sectors, such as the Junior Achievement Expo for high school learners. In this competition, learners are tasked to innovate products by using their IT skills. Manzini Nazarene High School innovated a hydrophobic smart mobile garden to grow light leafy vegetables such as spinach, lettuce, herbs, and cucumber. This garden is convenient for people who live in the suburbs who don't have enough garden space. The CEO of Nagrotech, Sivesethu Bembe, says they are confident that their product will sell.
This uses water as a medium of growth. Well, can I please rephrase that? Not water, but our nutrient solution that we've made as a company using kitchen leftovers. So what is in here is how we make this. We use kitchen leftovers. We soak them in a biodigester for 2 weeks. Then we add other nutrient supplements which are organic to this. Then we drain it. Then we put it here. So this you plant light green leafy vegetables like spinach, lettuce, strawberries, cucumbers with herbs and flowers too. So what you do is you just pour this in here. Then we have researched and we found that majority of the vegetables or the herbs that can be grown here usually are ready or mature in 2.5 weeks.
The principal, Pindile Makanya, says she is extremely proud of the learners because they were resilient and worked tirelessly to get the project done.
The good work that the learners have done is testament to hard work and perseverance on their part, and we congratulate and thank them for that.
The learners say they will work towards ensuring that their company is a success even after they complete school. Reporting, I'm Lungilile Makakula with Muzim Konda in Manzini.
And now we'll look at our COVID report from the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health has reported 87 new confirmed COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths in the last 24 hours in the country. In a statement issued by the Ministry of Health, a total of 753 results were received today, of which 87 tested positive, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to date to 6,912. 2 deaths have been reported over the past 48 hours, taking the total number of COVID-19 related deaths to 132. The statement shows that there are 217 active cases, 6,476 have recovered, 132 have died, and 87 have been registered for care. Manzini has 3,148 confirmed cases. Ho has 2,629 confirmed cases. Lubombo has 598, and the Shiseleni region has 537 confirmed COVID-19 cases. A very good evening once again. Now we'll take a look at our sports news. Eswatini Rugby Union President Smanga Makakula says while they are waiting to get a green light to proceed with their activities, they have started programs of equipping coaches and referees on different rules and regulations of the sport. Makakula highlighted this when speaking to Eswatini TV Sports in Babane.
Rugby was amongst the sporting codes that were suspended back in March this year as one of the sporting codes with high chances of spreading the coronavirus pandemic. About a week ago, the Eswatini Sports and Recreation Council revealed that Sporting codes that wish to resume the activities, they must come up with strategic plans on how they plan to resume under the current conditions of the pandemic. The Eswatini Rugby Union President Smanga Magagura says, while waiting for green light to proceed with their activities, they will be equipping coaches and referees on different rules and regulations of the sport. Magagura says what will be the highlight is to make sure that coaches are well equipped. The association still encourages players to keep up their fitness levels while at home to avoid lack of fitness when the games resume. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Babane.
Peaks Pick Black Swallows has unveiled 8 new signings to play for the club this season. Club director Charles Matebula says the new signings are in line with the club's objective, which is to win trophies this season. Matebula revealed this during the unveiling ceremony in Babane.
Pigs Peak Black Swallows has unveiled 8 new players to play for the club this season. The signings are Ishmael Adams, Maxwell Mafo and Amos Kusi, all from Ghana, Stanley Mkoro, who was playing for Manzini Wanderers from Nigeria, and Gabriel Gushen from the Republic of Democratic of Congo. Local players include Pedro Dlamini, Bongiswa Dlamini and Sinengosi Dlamini. Club director Charles Matsebula says these signings are in line with the club's objective to lift trophies this season.
So the mandate in our players is we need to bring a trophy home this season or something, whatever it is, but we need to bring something. In terms of the league, we know there's a stiff competition, but we are targeting the top 8. The least we could do in the league is top 8. But knockout, we believe knockout is possible to anyone because knockout is 3 games, 4 games are in the finals. So if we're going to play 3 games, 4 games are in the finals, then it means it's a 50-50 chance. Everybody has a chance to reach.
Amongst the new signings, Stanley Mkoro and Amos Kusi, who spoke on behalf of the new signings, they expressed their joy to join the club.
I'm happy to come to work with Charles Matabula. I'm happy because he's one of the best in football business in Swaziland. He understands soccer, and also I think from this place, working together with him, see a great future, a big future in Swaziland.
My first playing for Premier League, I was playing for First Division Ivory Coast. I came here, so my first time. This is my second season that I'm here, so I'm very happy to join Black Swallows.
The club also highlighted that before the end of the week, they will be unveiling new faces. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Babane.
Before we conclude, let's have a look at our headlines. His Majesty King Mswati III today led regiments in dancing the litter Inkwala at Lutizini Royal Residence. Limpopo University has donated 90,000 emalangeni to Pilani Maswati charity organization. The country's regional administrators have expressed condolences to their majesties and the nation on the passing away of the Prime Minister Ambrose Mandvulo Dlamini. That brings us to the end of our bulletin. Up next is the weather update. From mine, the team here at Eswatini TV. Thank you for watching. Good night.